NRI Chronicles, Winter 2026 Digital Edition. Audiovisual version. Earphones on, stories on, anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by Positive Linguist Publishers. Our sponsors: Banyanway, matchmaking for Indian singles in the USA. Visit us at banyanway.com. Jijiao Creations, a touch of Desi Elan for you in your home. Visit us on Instagram and Facebook at JIJAU_creation decor. From the desk of the editor. NRI Chronicles exists because of trust in a dream, from readers, writers, and partners who believe in the power of culture and creativity. Our heartfelt thanks to our sponsors, Banyanways and Jijiao Creations, and to every reader and writer who makes this community possible. Your stories, your time, and your faith continue to shape this shared space. Shweta, Editor-in-Chief, NRI Chronicles.
Table of Contents. 1. Threads of Memory, Mrs. Godbole's Story of Inspiration. 2. At Home on the Field, a youth entry by Aravel. 3. My Earthy Memories. And 4. Bogichi Bhaji Recipe by Shashank Deshmukh. 5. Chaha Ani Chaffa, Part 2 by the editorial team. 6. Instapot, Slow Cooker, or Stovetop. Recipes by home chef and small business owner, Mrs. Asha Prabhu. 7. The Unsent Postcard, a short fiction story by retired teacher, Mrs. Madhushree Apta. 8. A gallery of cozy winter homes, curated in collaboration with an aspiring interior decorator. 9. Sudaka'a, a poem about life, by Mukta Kaps. 10. Yoga for Winter, tips from Guru Raghavayar. 11. Stars Over Lonesome Ridge, a short story by Mr. Arvind Kulkarni. 12. Mountains Are Calling, written and narrated by M. Bongal. 13. Snowbound, an illustrated short story by the editorial team. 14. An illustrated cartoon. 15. Chhatrapati, a Descendants Tribute, anonymous contribution. 16. Mental Health for First-Gen American Desi Kids, youth entry by Saisha Tamba. 17. The Last Heater, a short fiction story by Ms. Meta Purohit. 18. Trimbakeshwar to Tulsa, a memoir short story by Mr. Mahesh Pathak. 19. Retirement? No. Version Upgrades, and Upgraded Engineers Take on Life After 65, by A.R. Deshpande. 20. Teas for Healing and Soothing. 21. Games.
Threads of Memory, Mrs. Godbole's inspiring story. When Mrs. Vrishali Godbole speaks about embroidery, she doesn't talk about stitches first. She talks about stories, of mothers and daughters, of festivals in Solapur, of colors that remind her of turmeric tin boxes, temple bells, monsoon soil, and the soft sheen of newly bought saris. For her, embroidery is not simply decoration. It is narrative work. It is a way of preserving fleeting moments, one delicate thread at a time. Her journey began in high school, thanks to her mother, who believed that free time should feed the mind, not drain it. The neighborhood embroidery class, conducted in a modest veranda on late mornings in summer, ended up shaping an artist sought after by major designers across India. But that is the thing about handmade crafts, they often begin quietly, humbly, and bloom into something unforgettable. The deeply human rhythm of the craft pulled her in. Each piece remembers something, she says. Where I was sitting, what season it was, what song was playing, whose laughter I heard in the background. Her work holds not just patterns but lived experience of sunlit afternoons, festival excitement, small conversations, moments of calm, and sometimes, even moments of courage. That same spirit carried into her marriage. When she told her would-be husband that embroidery was not a pastime but a lifelong path, he understood and promised to support it. He still does. Their life together has been stitched, quite literally, with respect for each other's dreams. Today, designers from all over Maharashtra turn to Mrs. Godbole not just for Kshida or Kasuti references but for something far rarer, her instinct for narrative. She blends tradition with modernity using a storyteller's hand, pairing kun fabric with rustic burlap, placing a burst of Kshida embroidery at the center like a tale's emotional heartbeat, and letting border motifs whisper stories of Maharashtra's folk heritage. Her creations are not mass-produced objects, they are experiences. Handmade items carry a charm that machines cannot recreate. They take time. They demand presence. They hold memory. Her saris are not merely embroidered, they are lived. They contain the pause of a winter afternoon, the tilt of light on her balcony, the moment she selected that shade of brown because it reminded her of her grandchildren's twinkling eyes. This is why her local exhibitions sell out within hours. Buyers feel the warmth before they even articulate it. They sense the story before they identify the motif. They take home not just art, but the echo of the hands that shaped it. During her visit to the United States this winter, that quiet magic has traveled with her. In a world rushing toward instant everything, her art stands bravely still, teaching us to slow down, breathe, and appreciate the beauty of the handmade, reminding us that the most meaningful things in life take time. And through every needle, every thread, every patient hour, Mrs. Godbole continues to tell stories softly, beautifully, one stitch at a time.
At home on the field, Arav was excited and nervous. First day of school in a new country. The jet lag was gone, since his parents had taken care to make the move happen at the end of July. He had had a week to adjust to California's summer before schools reopened. Arav didn't expect joining the school soccer team to feel like stepping onto another planet. Everyone already knew the drills, the jokes, the warm-up routines. He stood there clutching his water bottle like it was an emotional support accessory. Then a tall kid jogged over. "You knew?" Arav nodded. "Cool, I'm Tyler. You pass, I shoot?" The first ball Tyler fired at him was fast, bordering on rude. Arav trapped it cleanly and passed it back. Tyler's eyebrows shot up. "Yo, he's good." For the first time since moving from Thane, Arav felt something shift, a flicker of possibility. Over the next few weeks, Arav learned some things that movies hadn't taught him. "My bad" is American for sorry. He also realized that teammates who joke with you eventually become friends. Tyler saved him spots in line. Jasmine waved at him in hallways. Coach started calling him a train. Slowly, the field felt less like foreign territory and more like a place he could be himself. At their first home game, Arav spotted his parents in the bleachers, thermos of chai, enthusiastic cheering. Classic. When Arav's team scored, his mom yelled, "Shabash, beta." Tyler turned. "What's that mean?" "Well done," Arav explained. Tyler grinned. "Shahbash. Terrible pronunciation. Perfect attempt." After the game, Tyler tried Arav's chai and immediately demanded a bigger thermos next time. Arav laughed. This was now home. Youth contributor story.
My earthy memories. When I moved to Seattle in the late 1990, my first winter was brutal. The rain seemed endless, the cold more psychological than physical. One Saturday morning, I woke early and found myself craving something that tasted like sunlight. Desperate, I used up my precious minutes on the calling card to dial my mother in Pune. "Mala tithli खूप आठवण येतेय. तू काय करतेयस?" I hurriedly asked as soon as she answered the phone. "तुझ्या आवडीची भोगीची भाजी बनते." She replied, her tone bittersweet. That's it. I was a man on a mission from that point on. After hours and hours of searching, I finally found fresh turmeric in one store, and wal papadi in the only Indian store near me. Please bear in mind, this was ages ago, and access to fresh produce was sparse. I brought it back, and finally cooked it. The aroma filled my apartment, warm, spiced, honest. That day, Seattle felt a little like home. Now, every year in January, my wife and I invite friends over. We welcome Indians, Americans, anyone who's curious, and we cook this same bhaji together. We light a small candle instead of a bonfire, play old Marathi abhangas, and share the story behind every ingredient. It's amazing how food, especially something as rooted as bhogichi bhaji, can collapse the miles between past and present. A bowl full of gratitude. Modern nutritionists might label this dish as plant forward or farm to table. But long before those words existed, Maharashtrian women were practicing that wisdom daily, cooking with the seasons, respecting balance, and feeding not just hunger but health. Bhogichi bhaji is not a dish of indulgence, it's a dish of intention. It teaches us to eat in rhythm with nature, to honor the soil, and to see nourishment as an offering, not a commodity. So, this winter, wherever you are, whether you have snow on your porch or palm trees by your window, light a small fire of gratitude. Cook this bhaji slowly, Taste the turmeric on your tongue, the earth in the drumsticks, the warmth in the millet. And remember, every time we relive a recipe, we also revive a forgotten part of ourselves. The recipe of Bhogichi Bhaji, from soil to soul. Ingredients: 1 cup chopped drumsticks, 1 cup val papadi, 1 cup methi leaves, fenugreek, 1/2 cup fresh green peas, 1/2 cup halad kanda, fresh turmeric root, sliced thin. 1 small brinjal, chopped, 1 small carrot, diced. 2 बड़े चम्मच roasted peanuts. 1 बड़ा चम्मच grated coconut. 1 छोटा चम्मच गोदा मसाला, half a teaspoon red chili powder. 1 छोटा चम्मच jaggery. 1 छोटा चम्मच mustard seeds. 1 छोटा चम्मच cumin. 2 cloves garlic, optional, salt to taste, 2 tablespoons oil method. Method: heat oil in a thick bottomed pan. Add mustard seeds and cumin, let them crackle. Add garlic and saute until golden. Add turmeric root, then the remaining vegetables in order of hardness. Add goda masala, chili powder, jaggery, salt, and a splash of water. Cover and cook on low heat until the vegetables are tender but not mushy. Add roasted peanuts and grated coconut. Stir gently. Serve hot with bajra bhakri and a spoon of ghee. Shashank Deshmukh.
Anna hai Purna Brahma. A decade ago, I'd have sworn the stovetop was the heart of any real home-cooked meal. Moving to the US changed that. Cooking became both comfort and calling, nudged along by friends who encouraged me to turn it into a home cooking venture. What stayed constant was the Marathi instinct for warmth and nourishment, even as the methods evolved. This piece isn't about one gadget or trick. It's a winter survival guide, from Seattle's rain to New Jersey's slush to Texas's unexpectedly cold mornings, held together by practicality, adaptability, and a little kitchen mischief. The slow cooker, patient, peaceful, and practically a grandma. Whenever customers request that deep, slow warmth, I reach for the slow cooker, my culinary aji. It doesn't rush, it doesn't scold, it simply simmers life into everything. Crowd favorite, black chana rasa. 2 cups black chana, soaked overnight, strained. 1 medium onion, finely chopped. 1.5 tablespoons goda masala, 0.5 tablespoons kala masala. Jaggery jor tamarind paste. Water cook 5 to 6 hours on low. Why customers love it? Tastes like childhood Sundays in Kolhapur. Why I love it? A one-pot dish. Put everything in the slow cooker and forget about it for the rest of the day. It is quick, forgiving, and hums like a loyal assistant while you answer emails, pick up kids, or record Instagram reels for your small business. Crowd favorite, masale bhat basmati rice, 1.5 cups. Veg of choice, peas, beans, carrots. 1 bada chammach ghee jod, 1 tablespoon goda masala jod, salt. Handful of roasted peanuts. 7 minutes pressure, followed by 10 minutes natural release. Why customers love it? Nostalgic taste minus family drama. Why I love it? The Instant Pot has democratized cooking in America. I can put everything in it and then forget about it. I don't have to count the shitters. The Stovetop. Drama. Aroma. Pure Marathi swag. The stovetop holds emotional real estate. It's where the fodni crackles, where onions flirt with golden edges, where empty thickens with attitude. Crowd favorite, Zunka, stovetop only, besan, 1 cup. Onions, 2, chopped. Green chilies, jod garlic. Oil, slightly more than you'd publicly admit. Stir on medium until crumbs form. Add coriander, jod squeeze of lime. Why customers love it? If chai is emotion, then Zunka is therapy. Why I love it? Winter sunsets jod sizzling fodni equals my reset button. Marathi food in America doesn't need to be one thing. It evolves, pan mood chav tikte. The roots remain firm and grounded. My 2 cents, use the slow cooker when you crave depth. Use the Instant Pot when your life is a juggling act. Use the stovetop when your soul needs to smell its own history. And remember, no matter the method, a spoonful of ghee is non-negotiable. It balances taste and texture, and provides much-needed lubrication for our joints.
New Jersey winters carry a silence far from home. In a shoebox of old letters, Gopal Krishna Deshmukh found an unsent postcard. Lata's handwriting. Flashbacks. Ferguson College, 1987. A Pune sky tangled with kites. That night, he remembered her saying, "If you ever leave Pune, send me one postcard." He never had. Now, he wrote one, but did not send it, and pinned it to his board. "Dear Lata," he wrote, "I looked up. I finally looked up. Krishan." Weeks later, an envelope arrived from Pune. It read, "My mother kept your photographs. She would have smiled reading your postcard." Signed, Lata's daughter. Gopal Krishna stared at the postcard still pinned to his board. That evening, he flew a red kite into the grey sky. Some messages arrive late. They arrive nonetheless.
सुटका. मुक्ता कापसे. आयुष्य म्हणजे कारागृह हे सत्य कालबाह्य. जन्मल्यापासून हे कळेपर्यंत सरतो संपूर्ण जीवनकाल. लहानपणी वाटते मोठे झालो की मज्जा येईल, पाखरांसवे उडता येईल, कागदाच्या नावेप्रमाणे मलाही किनारे सोडता येईल. कोणी लवकर उठवणार नाही, बाबुल बुवाचा धाक दाखवून कोणी लवकर निजवणार नाही. आई बाबांच्या धाकातून, गुरुजनांच्या जाचातून कायमचा मोकळा होईन. तारुण्य म्हणजेच खरी सुटका. आता त्याचीच वाट पाहीन मी. लवता पापडी सरेल घटिका, पळभरातच मोठा होईन मी. पण येताच तारुण्य दुसऱ्या खोलीत होते बदली, आणि सुटकेऐवजी पडते हातापायात सुंदर नवी बेडी. आशेने उचंबळून जातो दिवस, रोज एक उत्साही सकाळ. सप्तसुरांच्या तालावर लाजत येते मंत्रमुग्ध संध्याकाळ. विसावतो चंद्र पुन्हा पुनवेत उजळते भाग्याचे कपाळ. महिवर तो मी जेवून कवेत चकाक्या चांदण्यांचे आभाळ. नवीन जीवाची चाहूल देऊन होतो मग उशाहकाल. कधी जुटलो कधी अडकलो, अनाकलनीय सत्य हे त्रिकाळ. बंदिस्त करून गेले मजपुरते तारुण्याचे मायाजाळ. नोकरी, बढती, पगार वाढव, घरातल्या खर्चावरही येते भरतीची लाट. कधी जिद्द करायचा थाट, कधी अनवाणी पाऊल वाट. कधी खळखळत्या पाण्याने ओसंडली रहाट, कधी निरभ्र आकाशात दुष्काळाचे सावट. आता मात्र अडकलो मी बोलता या संसाराच्या चक्रव्यूहात. शोधात राहतो मी आशेची ज्योत, कधी मिट्ट काळोखात. मुले म्हणतात थांब ना थोडंसं, माझ्या सवय जरा खेळ. वडील म्हणतात घराचा कामाचा बसव जरा ताळमेळ. आई म्हणते दोन घास खा तरी बस निवांत. या सगळ्या दारातीर्थी पडलेल्या प्रेमाचा मूग असा आकांत. पळून जाऊन शेवटी बसलो शोधून किनारा एकांत. आता तोच सुदर्शना तारुण दे भवसागर हा अथांग. मन विचार थकू लागले, न उरले बीज बेरणीस. सरल्या सरी पावसाच्या साया, उरले मळभ आकाशी. सांडलेला प्रकाशमंद कवटाळून बसलो उराशी. ना थांबले काटे घड्याळाचे, ना अडलं सूर्य क्षितिजाशी. उडाले पक्षी सारे घरट्यातले, ना बोरले काम वेळीशी. सापडलेले शिंपले सारे होते रिकामे झोळीत. हरवून गेले मोती सारे कायाच्याच रेतीत. गुंजतात शांत कानात काही आवाज आठवणीचे. थरथरते हात टिपतात टाके माळलेल्या विणीचे. धुंदलेले डोळे जरा रेखाटले चित्र स्पष्ट भूतकाळीचे. विस्मरलेली गीत जरी आळवले सूर देच ओळखीचे. उमगले कोडे मज हेच अखेरीस. बंदिस्त मनुष्याची सुटका मनाच्याच कैदेतून. उगा धावलो घेऊन रक्ताळलेले ठेच. भ्रांत वेड्या पिशाच इच्छांच्या मागाहून. कापावे कुलूप क्रोधाचे अडकेच. चुकवून पहारे असूयेचे. हळूच निघावे मग अपेक्षांच्या कुंपणातून. जशी यावी सहज पानगळ शिशिरेस. तैसा मोकळा करावा जीव मोहाच्या पाचोळ्यातून. व्हावे मन फिरकणारे मोरपीस. कुंजदाचे ते यमन कल्याण. श्रीहरीच्या त्या सोमधुर बासुरीतन. डोलावे मुक्त छंदाच्या तालात. घेऊन कर्तव्याची टाळ. तेच खरी सुटका स्वतःची. तेच सुखसुमनांची माळ.
Yoga for winter, a season to turn inward. Seattle winter arrives softly, mist over the sound, dusk drawing us indoors. Cold settles in body and mind. Warmth is built through breath, movement, attention. Winter yoga favors consistency. Warrior 2 eases stiffness, Anulom Vilom lifts spirits. Yoga works quietly, 8 asana for warmth, strength or balance. Surya Namaskar, morning, 12 pose, core. Virabhadrasana 2, stamina, balance, confidence Utkatasana, chair pose, heat, stability, thighs. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, thyroid, chest, mood Bhujangasana, cobra pose, chest, back, posture. Ardha Matsyendrasana, digestion, back, shoulders Adho Mukha Swansana, hamstrings, shoulders Savasana, corpse pose, reset Guru's tip. Rub sesame oil on palms and soles before practice. Yogi Raghav Iyer. Winter hiking adventures, stars over Lonesome Ridge. The first night always hits differently, I told myself. This one hit hilariously so. I'm only coming for the photos, Nishi warned. And the hot chocolate. The twins were already sprinting. Dad, a deer, a rabbit. I see my warm bed disappearing, Nishi muttered. Fog stitched the valley. Peaks glowed amber. Night fell. Do stars see us? Arav asked. My marshmallow is burning. Ria added. Later, chaos. I heard something, Ria whispered. That's a moose, Nishi said. That's my stomach, I admitted. Morning fog. A red fox streaked past. Worth it? I asked, as we packed up. Nishi squeezed my hand. Every mile. Arvind K.
Snowbound. Some winters don't freeze you. They warm your heart. Ira sat in a cafe near her campus, planning to finish the fiction story she had to submit. And he walked in, a complete stranger, with snow in his hair, and a little chaos in his smile. Some strangers feel like deja vu, she thought, as he sat across from her, the only vacant seat. He gave her a hesitant smile, and the cafe turned warm. Soon, they started talking, with ease. The cafe closed. He offered to walk her home. It's too dark, he said. She agreed. A slip, a catch. He steadied her. Winter steadied the moment. If silence could blush, it would look like this. Some promises aren't spoken. There felt the beginning.
छत्रपती अ डिसेंडंट्स ट्रिब्यूट. मी अमेरिकेत राहतो. बर्फाचा सडा रस्त्यांवर पसरलेला असतो. माझ्या घराबाहेर शांतता आणि आकाशात निळसर प्रकाश. पण दरवर्षी फेब्रुवारी जवळ आला की माझ्या छातीमध्ये कुठेतरी एक ठिणगी पेटते. एक अशी ठिणगी जी इथल्या हवेतली नाही, ती माझ्या रक्तातली आहे. आणि त्या ठिणगीचं नाव शिवजयंती. मी छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराजांचा वंशज. नावात नाही तर धर्मात, संस्कारात, स्वभावात. मला आजोबांनी सांगितलं होतं, तू नावाने कोणाचा वंशज आहेस हे दुय्यम, पण कृतीने, धैर्याने, सत्याच्या बाजूने उभं राहणं हेच खरं शिवपुत्राचं लक्षण. इथे अमेरिकेत जिथे जीवन धावपळीत वाहतं तिथेही शिवजयंती मला थांबून स्वतःला आठवण करून देते. आपण कोण, कोणाच्या संस्कृतीचे वारसदार, कशासाठी उभं राहायचं? छत्रपती इज नॉट अ मेमरी, इट इज अ मेथड. शिवाजी महाराज हे फक्त इतिहासाचं पान नाहीत, तर नेतृत्वाची पद्धत आहे. ते स्वराज्य, धैर्य, दिग्दर्शन आणि न्याय याचं तत्वज्ञान आहे. ते किल्ले जिंकू शकले कारण आधी स्वतःवर विजय केला. त्यांनी राज्य करण्याआधी प्रजेची मन जिंकली. आणि म्हणूनच परदेशात राहूनही आपण महाराष्ट्राचा माशाला उराशी बाळगत जगत राहतो. कारण शिवकार्य हे भूप्रदेशावर अवलंबून नसतं, ते मनाच्या भूमीवर उगवतं. हाऊ आय सेलिब्रेट फार फ्रॉम होम. माझ्या घरी शिवजयंतीची सकाळ सुवासिक उत्पत्तीने सुरू होते. फुलांच्या हाराने सजवलेल्या महाराजांच्या फोटोसमोर आम्ही दिवा लावतो. मोठ्या मंडळात नसले तरी आमच्या छोट्याशा घरात शिवकार्याची ऊब आणि प्रेरणा निर्माण होते. महाराष्ट्रापासून हजारो मैल दूर असलो तरी त्या क्षणी आम्ही घरात नसतो. आम्ही असतो रायगडावर. त्या लढवयांच्या शौर्याच्या सावलीत उभे असतो. आपल्या पूर्वजांच्या आवाजात आवाज मिळवत असतो. वॉरियर व्हॅल्यूज आय कॅरी इनटू मॉडर्न लाईफ. माझ्या पिढीची रणभूमी वेगळी आहे, शब्दांची, निर्णयांची, चारित्र्याची. पण महाराजांनी दिलेली मूल्य तीच: धैर्य, ऑनेस्टी, न्याय, प्रोटेक्ट द वीक, दूरदृष्टी, थिंक अहेड, सन्मान, ऑनर युअर रूट्स, स्वायत्तता, ओन युअर पाथ. हे धडे माझ्या करिअरमध्येही लागू होतात आणि कुटुंबातही. शिवाजी महाराजांच्या रक्ताचे नव्हे, कृतींचे वंशज आपण. आणि म्हणूनच प्रत्येक वर्षी शिवजयंतीला माझ्या घरात, माझ्या हृदयात माझ्या राजाचा रायगड उभा राहतो, एक मावळा.
Mental health for first generation of American born children of Desis. The quiet challenges we don't discuss. Growing up as a first gen Indian kid in the US is like living with two open tabs: American life and Desi expectations. Both demand strong Wi-Fi. Mental health isn't something we talk about much at home. Not because our parents don't care, but because their vocabulary is different. When I tell my mom that I'm overwhelmed, she hands me warm milk, her universal solution. Most times it helps. However, liquid calcium is not always the answer. At school, it's a non-stop race: AP class age, clubs, college applications, the pressure to be well-rounded without losing oneself. Then there's the first-gen guilt. Our parents crossed oceans, left everything familiar behind, and arrived here carrying dreams in 2 suitcases. The least we can do is survive calculus, right? It is better to take a walk, write in a journal, or talk to a friend than to pretend that all is well. Our parents grew up folding feelings neatly, like sweaters. We're growing up where feelings spill out like laundry. And somewhere in between, lies balance. Maybe that's the real first-gen superpower. Youth entry by Saisha Tambe.
The Last Heater. Apartment 3B.
The power went out at 9:17 p.m. Early enough for irritation, and late enough for unease to pretend it wasn't unease yet. At first, people waited. Phone screens lit faces. Someone upstairs laughed too loudly, a laugh meant to reassure everyone within range that outages were ordinary, survivable. Then the radiators fell silent, and the building released a long, cold breath. In apartment 3B, Mrs. Patil noticed the chill before the dark. She always did. Satara winters had never been severe, but they had taught her attentiveness. In January, even the stone steps near the old market turned cool enough to warn you. She stood, adjusted her shawl, and turned the knob of the old portable heater near the sofa. It responded with a familiar hum, a small amber eye opening in the corner. Her daughter had told her to discard it. Too old, unsafe. Mrs. Patil had nodded. She was good at nodding. She was also good at keeping things. By 9:40 p.m., there was a knock. Not urgent. Almost apologetic, Elena from 3A stood outside, a baby bundled close to her chest. I'm sorry, she said at once. The baby's cold. Mrs. Patil stepped aside without thinking. Hospitality had never been a decision in her life. They sat near the heater. Elena loosened the blanket and sighed, relief arriving before gratitude. Another knock followed, then another. By 10, apartment 3B had become the building's quiet center. Hassan from 4C arrived with a thermos of mint tea, the faint smell of cumin and engine grease still clinging to his jacket. May from 2B came wrapped in a wool scarf looped twice around her neck and once around her wrist. Carlos from 1A brought nothing but himself, hands in pockets, eyes observant. No one mentioned the heater. Everyone arranged themselves around it. Those closest leaned back. Those farther leaned in. A phone was dimmed. Another turned face down. Mrs. Patil poured chai from a pot she had made for herself. It was strong, ginger forward. Ghia, she said, pressing cups into hands. For a while, there was only sipping and the steady hum of the heater. The baby slept. The building creaked, settling into its discomfort. This reminds me, Hassan said finally, of Cairo. Winter power cuts. Everyone pretending it was fine. Was it? May asked. He smiled. No, but pretending helped. In Satara, Mrs. Patil said, winter was gentle. Still, we prepared. Old habits travel faster than people. Carlos laughed softly. In Mexico, winter meant sweaters we didn't need and stories we did. No one asked him to explain. He did anyway. My grandmother said cold makes people honest. You stop walking around things. The heater clicked. Mrs. Patil adjusted the knob. I lived in Chicago once, Elena said suddenly. First winter. I cried most nights. Why? May asked. Elena considered. I couldn't tell if I was lonely or just cold. The sentence stayed with them. Mrs. Patil remembered her first winter here. Snow had erased sound. Silence had felt heavier than cold. I missed voices, she said. Back home, even winter speaks. Hassan nodded. Here, winter asks questions. The baby stirred. Elena rocked gently. At 10:38, a phone buzzed. Power restoration eta, unknown. No one moved. They drew closer. May spoke of Shanghai winters and her father folding sweaters with unnecessary precision. Carlos talked about border towns, about nights warmed by too many people in one room. Hassan mentioned his mother's hands. Always cold, always working. Mrs. Patil listened. When she spoke again, it was about small things. A train journey, a neighbor who never shut her windows, a recipe that behaved differently in American kitchens. At 11:12, the heater made a thinner sound. Mrs. Patil reached out and turned it off. The cold returned, not hostile, just present. For a moment, no one moved. Hassan poured the last of his tea. Carlos slipped off his jacket and placed it over May's shoulders. Mrs. Patil smiled. This, she said quietly, is also warmth. At 11:26, the lights flickered back. Someone sighed. Someone checked the time. They rose slowly, like people waking from a shared dream they would not name. No one thanked her properly. No one needed to. The heater sat in the corner, warm to the touch, finished with its work. When the door closed, Mrs. Patil leaned against it. The room was quiet again. Cold again, but changed. Winter, she thought, did not only separate. Sometimes, it gathered.
Trambakeshwar to Tulsa. In Nasik, Mahashivratri never arrived quietly. Even before dawn, the road toward Trambakeshwar filled with movement. Cold stone under bare feet. Breath turning visible. The feeling that the night itself was participating. You didn't need reminding. The body knew. In America, February arrived without instruction. That year, Shivratri fell on a Tuesday. Emails came as usual. Homework waited. Outside, winter hovered uncertainly, neither harsh nor kind. My mother mentioned the day while washing vegetables at the sink. Today is Shivratri, she said, the way one mentions a memory. She didn't ask us to fast. She never did. But lunch was simple. Dinner even simpler. Plain bhaji, bhakri, no onion, no garlic, no explanations. My father noticed, of course. He always did. He said nothing. He did not eat. Neither did she. They fasted quietly, the way people do when fasting is no longer performance but habit. The children were spared discipline, but not direction. We ate. We were fed. We were held to a certain tone of the day. By evening, the living room had shifted almost without effort. A white cloth on the side table. A small Shiva lingam, brought years ago from Nasik, unwrapped carefully. One lamp lit. Enough. For a moment, my mother seemed elsewhere. Standing near Trambakeshwar, shawl tight around her shoulders, waiting without impatience. That version of her felt impossibly far. Do you remember, she asked softly, how cold the stone steps were? I did. The cold that entered through your feet and stayed with you. She added, almost under her breath, Triambakeshwarच्या पायऱ्यावर थंडीही शांत असायची. We sat together, not ceremonially. Phones nearby. The heater clicking on and off. Outside, a few snowflakes drifted past the window, uncertain of themselves. My father made tea. Not for himself. He handed a cup to my mother without comment. She held it between her palms longer than necessary. In Nasik, she said, this day told you exactly who you were. Here, she didn't finish the sentence. I miss that, she said finally. Not the crowd, not the temple, the certainty. I understood. In Trambakeshwar, devotion carried you. Here, February asked you to carry it yourself. Nothing dramatic happened. No clarity arrived. The lamp burned down slowly. Before turning it off, my mother smoothed the edge of the cloth once, the way you do when leaving a place before you're ready. Next year, she said. Not a promise, just a thought. Mahashivratri, in America, did not demand discipline from us. It asked something quieter, that we remember where faith once arrived effortlessly, and learn how to hold it gently, without instruction, now.
Retirement? No. Version upgrades. People often ask me about my retirement plans. I respond with a gentle smile and an inconvenient truth. Why retire when I can evolve? In my world, you do not dismantle a perfectly functioning system simply because it has seen a few monsoons and a few winters. You refine it. You recalibrate. You eliminate inefficiencies and preserve what is essential. That is how I approach life past 70. Not with resignation, but with design. Version 7.1. Fewer meetings, more meaning. I've earned the privilege of declining any gathering that requires excessive small talk or an agenda longer than a grocery list. My time now goes to sharper conversations, thoughtful decisions, and mentoring young professionals who still believe deadlines are suggestions. Version 7.2. Health as stewardship. I am not chasing youth. I am maintaining dignity. A brisk walk, a sensible bedtime, food that respects the body, and discipline that respects the mind. These are the foundations of longevity. No dramatics required, just stewardship. Version 7.3. Family in high resolution. At this stage, family is no longer a responsibility, it is a privilege. My grandchildren treat me as equal parts advisor, co-conspirator, and emergency chocolate supplier. They keep me sharp, I keep them entertained. It is a fair exchange. Version 7.4. Professional mischief, controlled edition. I remain involved in business, investments, and advising startups, not because I have to, but because curiosity is a muscle. And I see no reason to let mine atrophy. Guiding young entrepreneurs gives me the same joy I once found in solving complex engineering puzzles, just with better coffee. Version 7.5. A cleaner internal operating system. One of the great luxuries of age is clarity. I have retired from only one thing: nonsense. Debates, drama, and performative urgency, these no longer find space in my calendar or my mind. To me, retirement is not a finish line. It is a concept from a time when life was shorter and expectations were smaller. I prefer ongoing upgrades, curiosity over complacency, relevance to retreat. And if I ever choose to retire, it will be with a proper version release note, a structured handover, and the full understanding that I will still peek into the system now and then. After all, an engineer never fully powers down. He simply switches to standby mode, with excellent uptime.
Makar Sankranti. Sweet beginnings, warm traditions. Tetgood Gya God God Bola. Makar Sankranti arrives each January like a beam of sunlight through winter's chill. One of India's oldest festivals, it marks the sun's northward journey into Capricorn, signaling Uttarayan, a time associated with clarity, renewal, and auspicious beginnings. Across India and the diaspora, the spirit remains the same: gratitude for harvests, shared warmth, and the joy of turning toward light. For NRIs, Sankranti becomes a bridge between continents, stitched together by sesame, jaggery, and memory. Why black on Sankranti? In Maharashtra, Sankranti embraces black, a color usually avoided during festivals. The reason is practical and poetic. Black retains warmth during cold January mornings. Over time, this necessity evolved into elegance, black patterns with gold borders, velvet kurtas, embroidered shawls, and modern Indo-Western styles. For NRIs in colder climates, the tradition feels both symbolic and perfectly suited. Tilgal, sweetness with meaning. Tilgal, made of sesame and jaggery, carries Sankranti's central message. Tilgal Ghya, God God bola, let go of bitterness, speak sweetly. In diaspora homes, Tilgal is shared at community gatherings, workplaces, and potlucks, each bite a taste of home. Haldi Kumkum across seas. Haldi Kumkum gatherings continue to foster sisterhood abroad, turning acquaintances into extended family through ritual, laughter, and shared heritage. Whether celebrated in New Jersey, Toronto, or Seattle, Sankranti remains a gentle reminder to begin the year with warmth, connection, and sweetness. Sankranti across India, Pongal, Lohari, Bihu, Sugi, and Peda Panduga, many names, one shared spirit of abundance and renewal.
Sip your way through winter. Timeless teas that heal, hug and warm. Ancient remedies, modern comfort. 4 fragrant, powerful brews to keep you warm, centered, and glowing all winter long. When winter settles in, the body seeks warmth. Kadha answers, an ancient Ayurvedic brew, shaped by generations, it turns herbs and spice into liquid comfort. Each cup is ritual and remedy, quietly restoring balance from the inside out. Ginger and tulsi for immunity. Ashwagandha and turmeric for anti-inflammatory properties. Ajwain and sanef for digestion. Nutmeg and cinnamon for deep sleep.
चहा आणि चाफा भाग 2. सॉरी दोघे एकत्रच एकमेकांना म्हणत आपापल्या हातातून पडलेले कागद उचलण्यासाठी खाली वाकले आणि दचकून एकमेकांकडे बघतच राहिले. तुम्ही? ती म्हणाली. तो म्हणाला. अहो तुम्ही इथे काय करताय? एका कॉन्फरन्ससाठी आलो होतो. आणि तो? माझी एक मीटिंग होती इथे. दोघे उठून उभे राहिले. तुला सोडू का कुठे? त्याने विचारले. त्याने बाहेरच्या दिशेने इशारा केला. अंधार घरात झाला आहे आणि पावसाची लक्षणं आहेत. बरं चला. तिने पेपर्स बॅगेत ठेवले. गाडीत बसल्यावर तिने हॉटेलचे नाव सांगताच तो म्हणाला, अगं मी पण त्याच हॉटेलमध्ये उतरलोय. उद्या परत घरी. मी पण. ती हसली. तुम्ही जाताय कसे परत? अगं कसं म्हणते काय? त्याने विचारलं. ही काय गाडी आहे की तीच ताबडवणार? तुम्ही चक्क गाडी बदलली? आता तिला आश्चर्याचा धक्काच बसला. त्याला हसू आवरेना. बदलली एकदाची. तू आणि ती बकुळ दोघी एकाच माळीच्या मने. काय चुकलं आमचं? तिने हसतच विचारलं. वाटेत गाडी बंद पडून तुम्हालाच त्रास नको म्हणून मागे लागलो होतो ना आम्ही दोघी. चला तर शेवटी कबूल तरी केलंस की तुम्ही दोघी गाडीच्या विषयावरून माझ्या मागे लागला होतात. तिने कपाळाला हात लावला. कठीण आहे. हे ऐकताच तो मोठ्याने हसला. गाडी हॉटेलच्या दारात थांबवली. दोघे उतरले. व्हॅलेटच्या ताब्यात चावी दिली. तुला गावी नसेल तर रेस्टॉरंटमध्ये जाऊया का? मला जाम भूक लागली आहे. अहो मला पण त्याआधी ना मला 1-2 मिनिटं जरा रूम मध्ये जाऊन यायचंय. थोडं फ्रेश होते. मग तू डायरेक्ट तिथेच येशील? हो. ती खाली आली तेव्हा तिच्या आवडीचे 2 स्टार्टर्स आणि चहा टेबलावर होते. तो निघणार कधी घरी जायला आणि जाणार कशी? उद्या सकाळी एक मीटिंग आहे. ती झाल्यावर लगेच निघणार. आता झोपण्याआधी पॅकिंग करून टाकेल म्हणजे बस पकडायला गडबड नाही होणार. अगं मग माझ्या बरोबरच चल ना. म्हणजे तुला बस पकडायची धांदल पण होणार नाही आणि मीटिंग पण शांतपणे करता येईल. मी तसंही उद्या आरामातच निघतोय. तुझं आटपलं की फोन कर मला. तिने 1-2 मिनिटं विचार केला. पण गाणी मी मॅनेज करणार. तो खुदकन हसला. तिने मान डोलावली. जेवण झाल्यावर बिल आलं तेव्हा तिने हट्ट करून ते स्वतः भरलं. त्याच्या डोळ्यातले कौतुक आणि अभिमान बघून तिला घरीवरून आलं. दोघे बाहेर हॉटेलच्याच अंगणात शतपावली करू लागले. रात्रीच्या वाऱ्याची मंद झुळूक अधूनमधून जवळच्या झाडांमधून हलकेच चाफ्याचा सुगंध पसरवून जाईल. This story is a creation of NRI Chronicles editorial team. This is part 2 of a 4-part story.
The mountains are calling. It's that time of the year when we remind ourselves of the world-famous quote by the father of the national parks, John Muir. The mountains are calling and I must go. As we step into 2026, each one of us have our own mountains to climb. Mountains that represent our goals, our dreams. Mountains don't care about our age or excuses. They simply stand tall and call us. मी मागच्या जुलैमध्ये इंडियाला गेले होते. तिथे एक आजी भेटल्या. शी वॉज इन हर अर्ली 80s. त्या सांगत होत्या 2 वर्षापूर्वी त्यांना खूप अंगदुखी, गुडघेदुखी, पाठदुखी असा सगळा त्रास होत होता. त्यांना घरातून बाहेरच पडावंसं वाटायचं नाही. जिने उतरून खाली जावंसं वाटायचं नाही. मग त्यांना कोणीतरी सांगितलंय, तुम्ही आपल्या सोसायटीमधला योगा क्लास का नाही जॉईन करून बघत? त्यांना वाटलं, मी आता ह्या वयात योगा क्लास लावू, तिकडे सगळे माझ्यापेक्षा लहान असणार. Despite all her doubts and fears, she chose to join it. And today, in her 80s, she is pain-free, smiling, full of energy, and inspiring young yoga students around her. As C.S. Lewis said, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. This is one of my favorite quotes. So where do we start? How do we know what goal to set? Some people know exactly what they want. If you don't know what to focus on, start with yourself. Start with something small and simple. Simple goal number 1, for example, eat breakfast every day. So many times, so many of us tend to skip it. One should not attend even the end of the world without a good breakfast. One more of my favorite quotes. Simple goal number 2 could be, as Eleanor Roosevelt said, do one thing every day that scares you. Basically, challenge yourself, come out of your comfort zone. 2 आठवड्यापूर्वी मी डिनरला चिकन करी करणार होते. मी म्हटलं चला आज काहीतरी वेगळं ट्राय करू. YouTube शॉर्ट्सवर गेले, पटकन कुठली रेसिपी होईल ते चेक केलं आणि ठरलं तर मग स्टर फ्राय चिकन. रेसिपी बघितली, सगळ्या प्रकारचे सॉसेस ऍड केले, मस्त मध टाकलं, भरपूर तीळ टाकले. It looked so good. I felt so proud of myself. Nobody in the house liked it, by the way. But hey, effort counts. Coming back to our mountains, once you start working on your goals, don't stress too much about them. Just show up every single day, even on the bad days. Our own golden boy, Neeraj Chopra, said this after winning Olympic gold. Everyone thinks about winning a medal all the time. But when I'm competing, I aim to nail a near perfect javelin throw. Once I complete that, I take everything, even medals, as a bonus. Such a simple yet profound perspective. As you can see, I am a total quotes person, and I like to share every good quote that I come across with my kids too. एखाद्याला वाटेल माझी मुलं किती गुणी असतील. but my high school son lives by this quote. If tomorrow is not a due date, today is not a due date. Yes, he is the official procrastination king of our family. As we step into 2026, the mountains are calling every single one of us, and every single one must go. Not because I say so, but because the legendary mountaineer Sir Edmund Hillary said it best, it's not the mountains that we conquer, but ourselves.